Part 2. The tree as a metaphor for language.
Let's imagine human language as a category of communication. Take English, for example. Got it. Chances are, a variety of images come to mind: symbols, words, numbers, signs. To help us understand the nature and structure of language, let's use a simple but powerful image. The image of a tree. A tree has a strong trunk. Its roots anchor it firmly in the ground, and its crown spreads outward in the form of branching limbs. In everyday life, we constantly interact with all kinds of people with different backgrounds, needs, and perspectives. Yet, somehow, we generally manage to understand each other well enough to handle daily tasks and social routines. This part of language is often called everyday or common language. Linguists have estimated that the average English speaker uses no more than about 3,000 words in daily conversation. At the same time, depending on the counting method, the total number of words in the English language may reach up to 1 million. So why such a huge difference? Let's come back to our tree metaphor. In this case, the 3,000 most commonly used English words represent the trunk of the language tree. Each of these words points to a concept or mental image, and most of them are familiar to virtually all native speakers. Now let's look at the branches. The large branches represent the major domains of human activity: medicine, the military, cooking, physics, computer science, philosophy, and so on. These branches contain many words and meanings that are still accessible to many people, though they're already starting to move out of general use. Then we get to smaller branches, growing from the large ones. These represent more narrowly specialized areas within each domain. Here, only subject matter experts are able to communicate clearly and understand each other fully. Take medicine, for example. The vocabulary of a dentist and a neurosurgeon already includes many non-overlapping terms and meanings specific to each of their subfields. What's clear to one may be completely unfamiliar to the other. And what about the bark of the tree? The bark symbolizes obsolete or archaic words and concepts, those that people have largely stopped using in modern communication. As for the roots, they represent the historical and physiological origins of language. We'll leave those, for now, to the linguists. Let's take a closer look at the trunk and branches of our language tree. The closer you get to the center of the trunk, the more general and widely understood the concepts become, concepts that are shared by virtually everyone. At the very core of the trunk lies a set of ideas with deep significance for effective communication, both in everyday life and in successful business. That central core is something we explore in depth in a separate course. Now, back to the trunk and branches. What we see is that effective communication between people, especially between professionals from different fields, or between experts and non-experts, often runs into a major challenge. They simply don't understand each other fully. And the reason is simple. Not all meanings of all words are equally understood by everyone. In any specialized field, professionals use words and concepts that are rarely, if ever, used in ordinary life. If you've worked in any field for a while, you've definitely encountered this. It's almost as if multiple sub-languages exist within the main language, each tied to a specific domain of expertise. But here's the key point. Despite these differences, the results of people's work and of their businesses are ultimately aimed at other people. This is why cross-disciplinary communication becomes so important. So the question is,
How can people from different backgrounds and areas of expertise actually work together?
We'll explore this idea further in the next section. There's more to discover. Let's move on.